Hello, welcome back to the channel, to Modern Midlifers. Today we are here with Usageee.
Yep. Hi.
So this is part of a rabbit hole series that we have going on. We've done a couple, but today you can see clearly he's a music producer. Is that right? Is that right to say?
Yes. For the past few years, when I was stationed in Dubai for work, and I started to stay at home a lot, and started to buy equipments and start producing, and start creating music. Yeah.
So this is where it gets to like a rabbit hole point where you start
Yeah.
buying all the
Okay,
really
okay.
cool, expensive stuff
Yeah.
in that niche.
Yeah, and I have some advice for people. You actually don't really need this, but yeah.
Nice to have, good to have,
Yeah.
must have, right?
Right.
Okay, so why don't you kind of run us through your setup here, what equipment you have to and what does each thing facilitate and what you try to do?
So I have the speakers. These are just standard Yamaha speakers. And then you really need a PC or a Mac. If you have a Mac, you can use Logic Pro. A PC, usually we use DAWs like Ableton, FL Studio, or Cakewalk. I'm using a free software, which is Cakewalk by BandLab. And then after that, you need a audio interface. It's a very standard one. A lot of people are using Scarlett 2i2. And then, yeah, you need a MIDI keyboard really for, to put in the notes into the DAW.
I honestly I understood nothing. Now that we're here, we're gonna see ask Usageee to kind of run us through his process of creating a song. On before his fancy equipment, there's a lot of stuff I won't understand, so I will ask for you. Don't worry. So why don't you run us through it?
When we are creating music, it's basically like layers. Think of it as like video editing or like doing Photoshop. So you are just putting layers of instrument tracks together and then maybe some vocal tracks, and then after that you do a final edit, for example timing of the vocals or pitching of the vocals, and then you need to add some reverb or delay, and after that you have a final product. Yeah, and
Okay.
mixing and mastering.
How long is the average track that you produce?
Usually it's like 2 minutes plus to 3 minutes.
Okay, and how long does it take you?
Okay, it depends. Sometimes it takes a week, or sometimes it takes like 2-3 days when the idea is there. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of really cool like bells and whistles and knobs here that I have no idea what's going on. So maybe you could show us.
I start off with a session. I'll just put some instrument tracks. As you can see over here, I already have a session ready. So first up, I'll always put in chords first. There'll be a metronome, and then I can play anything.
So okay, so all these cool tracks here. So how long did this take you to put together?
For this, I took 1 day to finish up the instruments. I took the second day to record the vocals. And today I'm actually doing a mixing and mastering session. I usually use random Japanese words to come up with my demos.
Wait, was that random?
Yeah, it's okay. I use AI to come up with these lyrics. And I sent to a Japanese friend, and she mentioned that, oh, this is quite on point.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just use it like for demo recording.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Because I am bad with lyrics, so I usually use like random words. And I'm more influenced by Japanese music, so I use
Fair.
Japanese random gibberish words to come up with the lyrics. Yeah.
I mean, that's entirely fair, right? I've been listening to a lot of K-pop recently. I don't understand a word they say.
Yeah.
Half the lyrics are in English, to be fair, right? But you don't have to understand it to like it. Like the
Yep.
groove, like I think it's fine. You know,
Exactly.
That's super cool. So okay, so this is a very dumb question. So all these like drums and stuff also via the keyboard, right?
Yeah, it's via the keyboard. Yeah, these are all MIDI instruments.
Okay, so we've asked most of our kind of rabbit hole folks like, why? Like, as in we know how you got started, but why did you decide to continue this and on top of your day job and stuff like that,
So I love singing in the past, and I've always wanted to write my own songs and really to produce my own songs. And I've been thinking, okay, what other ways I can do that? And actually it's music production. And now with all the softwares and a lot of free softwares, it's so widely available to anyone who wants to make music. Even for someone who doesn't really know music theory that much, you can watch a bit of YouTube video just to understand how chords work, and because everyone listens to music and you have a bit of musical sense, more or less, and then you can just start creating your music. It will sound bad in the beginning, but after that you'll get better. So for me, it's because I want to improve on my skills on songwriting and producing my own music. That's why I started this journey. Yeah, and to actually I wanted to be a singer-songwriter, but I've gradually decided that maybe I should produce for people instead. Yeah, but I can do both
Do
lah.
all, yeah,
Yeah, I
do all,
can do all. So recently, I also started a series called a 30-day beat challenge where I work on a different genre every single day just to learn the different genres, like what are the rhythms, like what are the chords used in each genre and stuff.
Okay, well, we'll definitely link all those stuff to you and kind of play a few of them here and there to the video. So, okay, so you mentioned you want to produce and do all this. Like, where do you want to go with it? Like, do you want to write for, I don't know, like K-pop kind of labels? Like, what do you want to do with this? Like,
Okay,
or is this purely a hobby thing for you?
got it. For me, one of my one of my biggest goals is to write an anime theme song. Yeah, like basically for One Piece. Like
Yeah.
always wanted to write a song for One Piece. Be it a opening or ending, just any theme song.
One Piece
I
is
just
so trending, man.
right, it's crazy.
Because of we are filming this at the time when the Netflix series just came
Yeah,
out.
but whether it happens, we don't know. But at least
That's
I
okay,
tried.
man. Like,
Yeah,
you just have to strive for something. You
yeah,
really never know, right? You
yeah.
never know what can happen. Like, who cares if people laugh at whatever? It's like, at least he's out there pursuing his dream. What are you doing? Watching YouTube videos, you know. So definitely, it's like seeing this is like, oh man, I want to try, but I know that
Yeah, you should.
that there are some limitations to a human being, and some I'm not ready to push yet. So, my wallet isn't ready to push, by the way. So, what is next for you after this 30 beat challenge? Like, what kind of content can people look forward to it?
Yep. For me, I think I'm going to do more of like maybe a bit of more song challenges, and then also I'm going to show my production process, and I'm probably going to do some like start doing some lo-fi tracks for people to use in their videos. Yeah.
That's good. Like, try to get at least some basic income stream
Yeah.
for that, right? That's pretty good. What advice do you have for new people trying to come into this whole thing,
Okay. Yeah.
music production?
So my advice for people who wants to start music production, like a lot of people, I was lost in the beginning. I watch a lot of tutorials and I buy a lot of stuff. But to be honest, for anyone who wants to start music production, you don't really need to buy all these things at first. You can start with GarageBand if you're on Mac. There are some artists who use GarageBand and they produce like amazing music. So in the beginning, when you start off, don't need to pay so much. Yeah, like just use whatever free resources you have and you'll be able to create music. And all this can come later after you know that you really want to go into music.
Also, when you know what you want, right? If I want to do specifically a record for this thing, I know there's this bit of equipment that can help me do it better.
Correct.
That, right?
Yeah, maybe some plugins. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go out and buy everything that's kind of recommended to people, it's like, but you don't really know what it does, or you haven't been through the rung of production, so you don't know what can help you at a greater point. Maybe you're better at weaker and you can do things to help you there.
Yeah.
But I think the TLDR, the non-nice version of what he's saying that I'm going to say to you is that just do it.
Just do it.
You gotta do it.
Yep.
And if you suck, you can get better.
Yes.
But if you keep researching and
Exactly.
yeah, it's like this philosophical theory is like a brilliant ass, right? It's like there's a donkey, there are two bales of hay, and the donkey is like, I don't know to go to which one, and he just stands there thinking of which one to go to and never does anything about it. So don't let that be you. Just try to do something. I need to take my own advice for certain things in life, but definitely, he's only here and doing the cool things he does because he dared to take that first step. So no matter how old you are, if you're 35 or 40 like us, who cares, man? Just do it. Like,
just do it.
what do you have to waste time? I mean,
Yeah.
sure, you're wasting your time anyway watching videos on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
but not us because we're cool.
And one thing I noticed that in this day and age, there's no ageism anymore. Like with all these social media platforms, there's no such thing as you're older and you can't blow up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
You just have a mask, avatar.
But yeah, whether with that or not, as long as you create good things, it will
Yeah.
pay off. Yeah. So just focus on that. And there's another rabbit hole that I would advise people not to be stuck into is don't watch too much tutorials. Watch one or two and apply. Like open up your DAW and start doing it because you can watch a lot of tutorials and you don't do anything and your skills won't improve. So
also there may be like a lot of conflicting points of information and different schools of thought. So maybe pick one or two, like for me in like for fish keeping stuff, right? I pick one or two people I really respect and like their tanks, and I mimic theirs.
Yeah.
But once you try to take in 10 other people doing different things, you're like, oh, this is conflict with this, and you kind of get a headache. So if you really like his stuff, like kind of follow what he does. That's how it works.
Actually, it's the same. Mimicking, that's a keyword. You always have to mimic someone first, like your favorite artist first. And once you can mimic someone, you can improvise from there.
Yeah. So I think we're just trying to encourage you. Okay.
Yeah, just start.
Just
Don't waste time anymore. Do what you want to do.
So thank you very much, Usageee, for having us here today. If you'd like to see more of him, and I know I want to see more tracks and stuff like that, let us know. And I think we do want to do more stuff to you together. So it's very nice meeting you. Like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. And why don't you shout out your socials real quick so people can follow you?
Oh yeah, I'll just share it with you. I'll put it in the description.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll flash it here on Instagram and TikTok. Mr. Editor. Okay, all right. Okay, so thank you very much. Take care.